Welcome to the Star Room. It is G and Taffy. You need to say hi, Taffy? Yeah, you gonna say hello?
To the Star Room.
There's the eyeball.
G.
She's getting her little massage. Quick, deep dive into Simone Biles. See if we can understand what's going on energetically. Here we have her birth chart. Not just her birth chart here in the inner circle, but there's the outer ring of energy, which is the energy of the moment. In Tokyo, Japan, in her fourth house of emotions and feelings, right? Fourth house. This is her, tons of planets here, right? She's got lots of stuff in Piscean energy. She's competed before, right? Yeah, she's competed before and performed wonderfully. So I thought to myself, what was different this time? Why was this time different? The first thing that came into my mind would be, of course, number one, the geography of the location. She's in Tokyo. So we're going to jump to that in a second. Having all this energy in Pisces and having that in the fourth house of feelings and emotions, she is not only dealing with her own feelings and emotions, but her teammates as well. Her coaches, anybody that's in the close vicinity to her, because all this Piscean energy gives you this empathic ability. You can feel what others are feeling. You can feel what they're thinking. Okay. She has her South Node in Piscean energy. This is something that she mastered. Her thinking is also there, which means she really, truly does pick up on the energetics of emotions. Okay. And the energetics of the feelings. Remember that Piscean energy is ethereal. It's 5D. It doesn't matter what someone says or what you see happening. You feel it happening. So if she's got teammates, not to say that she, doesn't have anxiety, competing, but not just dealing with her own stuff, but lots of other folks. Emotional empathy and compassion she would have for teammates who would likely feel like family, and also not having family where she's located right now. Because when you have all these planets in the fourth house, you're going to need family. It's going to be a big deal. Your tribe, right where you are, being close to them, having that to help secure your structure too. This is going to be a big deal. But look what else was going on. Look at this, right? I said Mercury was in Pisces, water sign, transiting Mercury up in the sky for all of us in a water sign, right? Mercury. So that was lending support a few days ago because it's at 28 here. Her Mercury's at 26. Her South Node is at 28, which means this Mercury was matching it. So what happens is Mercury is trining it, which is support to the emotions and the feelings. So her choice to pay attention to what she's feeling, to pay attention to her emotions, to pay attention to her mental well-being and it being pronounced is huge. And energetically, this is what this means. Your mental health, your emotions, your feelings matter. And being in the 8th house, this is her chart, being in the 8th house, it's talking about her deep emotions, but not just her own deep emotions, because this is our values. This is the house of shared energy, which means, again, it's talking about the emotions of people who are close to her, the emotions of the families, the emotions of teammates, players, right? This comes to feeling the emotions of the public as well. Mercury in Cancer is the public energy. And yes, 4th house is the public, right? Is the public. So her home is in front of the public. And so that's also a factor here. Having the lack of the public present at the games is likely a big issue. Not so much about ego, although there is some ego like Aries energy in the 4th house, but look at all the Pisces energy performing for the masses, performing in front of the public gives emotional security. So without that there, it starts to create a little bit of something's not right. There's a bit of a challenge. And so what is also happening at this time, look at this. 28 degrees Mercury opposing her own natal Neptune. Her own natal Neptune, which makes thinking a bit difficult, which means staying focused and on task and on point, very much challenged. Because having Mercury trining the South Node is what gave this person the ability to say, you know what? My focus is the game. I'm not on point right now. And I could not only do myself harm, I could do my teammates harm, the 11th house. Look, Mercury 28 degrees, 11th house, definitely the group energy, my friends. She has Chiron there. Chiron in Scorpio. This is a wound about being in front of other people, not necessarily in front of other people, but in group energy in general. There's a wound there. It's a deep emotional wound, and it does involve others as well because it's in Scorpio. And so Mercury's squaring that, saying, oh man, I don't want to be responsible. I don't want it to be because of me. I don't want to let my teammates down. 11th house, group energy, friends. I don't want to be the source of that. I don't want that on my shoulders. So what do you see across from Chiron? Hygeia. Hygeia is our health. Health in Taurus energy. Hygeia tells us it's all about our values, our health of our values. What do we value? Who do we value? Obviously, fifth house is all about, it's all about being very physical, having fun with the body. Finding this as the physical outlet helps the mental stability. Absolutely. It's right here energetically. But look, Mercury was squaring that. So Mercury was not only squaring this, but a part of that is also the Chiron. So it was a Chiron T-square. Chiron, her wound about her values and about, having fun and theater, because that's that fifth house energy, children, fun, joy, and creativity. And that being a mental balance in her life, being squared by her emotions, right? Being squared. So let's go take a look at Tokyo. Here we are. What do you see here? You see some lines, right? And here is Tokyo. There's a line, it's actually an asteroid, and it is called Astraea. It goes directly over Tokyo, directly over it. When I saw this, my eyes jumped right out of my head. I was like, no way. Holy crap. Astraea's right over Tokyo. Astraea is this beautiful, divine goddess feminine energy. And Astraea is very virtuous. Okay. She has this beautiful ability of stick-to-itiveness, the ability to persevere, the ability to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep at it, to never give up. Okay. At the opposite end, because the way energy works is it just is. And so it has these high virtues, and then on the other side of it are the vices. And so the opposite of the stick-to-itiveness is, you've got the stick-to-itiveness, but you don't know how to let something or someone go. It's like, okay, been there, done that, and now it's time to let it go. Let's move on from that. Well, having Astraea right on that spot energetically means that anytime she's at this location, there will be the inability to let something go. So if you happen to be in the Olympics, and if you are, doing your whatever they're called, your routine, and you make a mistake, right? Or it's just not perfect, because I haven't even gone into that in her chart. Her most strongest competitor is herself in her chart, okay? And so for her, if a mistake happens, it might be really difficult to let go of it. And so in other locations, geography wise, that may have been possible before, where it was like, okay, brush it off, move on to the next one. It happens to everybody. It happens to the best of the best. At this location, the ability to let it go, she's got a lot on her shoulders. when you talk about anxiety and it replaying in your mind over and over and over, absolutely would happen here. And this is that Tokyo line for her. So this is the astrology of geography. It is called astrocartography. And boy, when I saw that, I thought, damn. Virgo is at her midheaven, folks. If I go back to the other chart real quick, real fast, so we can better understand this individual and the mind, the Mercury, which is the mind, and how is this playing out for her? Well, here's how it's playing out for her. Okay, Mercury squaring the Taurus energy, this fun, this joy, the values of joy are just kind of disappearing. Something with the health, a health issue, definitely focused, mental agility, mental crisp and clarity, and the sharpness is gone at this time. Now, Virgo at the midheaven, the ability to have, again, idealistic, very idealistic, high ambitions and goals. The word perfection absolutely is a factor here for this individual. It's at her midheaven, perfection. She has a Mars in Virgo, meaning perfect action. It's in the 10th house of the goat, ambitions and goals. It's conjunct her North Node. Her Mars is out of bounds. This is her natal birth chart. Her Mars is out of bounds, which gives her an unbelievable, almost inhuman ability, agility, action with her body to perform, to outlast, and to always be able to go the extra mile. Perfection. Mercury rules this sign, so if Mercury at that time transiting in the sky is angling, T-squaring some things, is also opposing, which in essence means a great square with Neptune, the ability to see where I went wrong, how I can improve, it's all glossed over, it's all blurry, it makes it really difficult. And because Mercury is going to be conjunct the sun, and in her chart, what do we see? Chariklo at 5 degrees. So this gives her support because Chariklo comes along and says, listen, the things you are perceiving as imperfections, in reality, what you did was you showed the world a beautiful example of how taking care of your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And now you go out there, girl, and you rock it. You do the best you can do. And no matter what that is, it will be good enough.